Gracie. Hi, baby. Come on. Can I pick you up? Good girl. Let's see, make sure this is working right. Okay. We have audio. Okay. All right, welcome to the live stream. My name is AJ. If you don't know me, I've been a pet groomer for 15 years, but I've actually been working with dogs since I was about 8 years old when I was bathing them in my mom's pet salon that she had out of our house. So I've been doing it for about 25 years since I started bathing, and I've groomed over 10,000 dogs professionally. Today I'm going to show you how to do a bath brush and a trim up on this little Chihuahua. Her name is Gracie. She is actually a rescue from a hoarding situation here in Utah. A lot of times these hoarding dogs, they get quite neglected, but she seems to be an absolute sweetheart. She's a little nervous with the other dogs, but she's been very friendly with me, and she's actually looked to me for comfort. So I think we're going to do pretty good. We're going to get started with cutting her nails, shaving her pads, shaving her sanitary, and then we'll go back and give her a bath. We're going to start slowly. I'm going to work safely because I don't know if she's had this done very much, and I don't know how she's going to react because this is my first time working with her. But I expect her to do pretty good. She seems like a sweetheart. We're going to go ahead and put the leash on her. I'm going to tighten it up just a little bit. Get these things out of my way. I'm going to start with nail trimming, and I'm going to go from over here. Come here, Gracie. I know, little one. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. And I see your nails. I see your nails. So she did give one warning sign, where she turned and looked at my hand as I was grabbing her foot. That can be a warning, them telling me to stop doing what I'm doing, or else they might have to escalate. So I'm gonna stretch her out just a little bit more, just to make sure that she can't reach me if she does decide that she doesn't want me to do it. And now I'm gonna take the first clip and see how she reacts. Okay, girl. No reaction at all. Good girl, Gracie. Yes, you're doing wonderful. It's okay. Girl. Now Gracie has interesting nails. Some of them are black and you cannot see the blood supply, and some of them are clear and you can see the blood supply. But in either case, the way that I know how much to cut off is I'll take my first cut, and it'll be a very small one, and then I look at the center of the nail where the pulp of the nail actually sits. The pulp is everything that's inside of the hard outer shell, and when you make that first cut, you'll typically see a dry, white, flaky substance, and that's the pulp. And what I'm doing is I'm making cuts, and I'm trying to get closer to the blood supply. And once you get close to the blood supply, that white pulp turns into a dark, moist circle. With the black nails, it ends up being a black circle, and with the clear nails, it ends up being more of a pink circle. But as I get close to that circle will expose itself, and I'll know that I can stop cutting it because I'm close to the blood supply. Now, she's being an absolute angel. She didn't react at all for any of those nails, so I'm super happy with how this is going so far. I imagine she's going to do pretty good for this whole groom. We'll go ahead and do her front left foot. Good girl. I can see that blood supply through the pulp. I'm going to go ahead and stop. And I just keep repeating the process, taking small cuts until I can see the moist pulp in the center of the nail. Okay, good job, Gracie. You silly girl. Up, up. Up. You're okay. Now we're going to get her back nails. Good girl. No dew claws on the back. And because Gracie is a very friendly little Chihuahua, I imagine she gets held all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and Dremel her nails to make sure that they're not sharp when her mom's holding her. Let's see how she tolerates this. Dremel can be a little loud, a little scary. We'll put it on low. We'll see how she reacts. She's doing wonderful. Although it is a little bit scary for her. She's pulling her foot away just a little bit. Rather it not touch her, but she's tolerating it really well. I know, Gracie. Hang on, baby. Good girl. I got you. Wait. Wait. It's okay. It's okay. So she's doing a little tug right there. She's trying to get away. Asking me to let go of her foot. I'm very calmly hanging on to it. Not scaring her. Not triggering her fight or flight instinct. But establishing that I'm still going to keep hanging on to it. And she's allowing me to do it. Okay. That's all good. Halfway done. What a sweetheart. She's been absolutely perfect so far. Okay, let's grab our clipper. Using number 10 blade, we're going to shave out her pads of her feet. Sometimes the clipper can be a little scary, so I'm going to start slow, see how she reacts. Okay. Good girl. She's pulling her leg just a little bit. She's just a tiny bit scared. But rather I put her leg down. I'm just moving nice and slow. Trying not to scare her anymore, but slowly making progress. That foot's all done. Good job, Gracie. Come to this back foot. Do the same thing. Three down, last one. Okay, Gracie, great. Okay. Pads are all done. Check her ears. We don't have any hairs inside that we need to pluck, so I'm not going to worry about shaving the inside of her ears. But I will shave her belly, create a nice little potty path for her Sandy. Check it from underneath the other leg as well. And then we will shave her bum. She has a really clean bum. Don't need to worry about too much back here. Okay. So that is everything that we're going to do for her ruffin. Now let's go give her a bath. Give me just one moment while I turn on the back camera and we'll get back there. Okay, now that we're in the bath, I'm going to explain to you what I'm going to do. I have this bathing system that pre-mixes the soap for me, but it does require that the water be on basically full pressure. So I'll use that bathing system to use the de-shedding shampoo and conditioner on her body, legs, and tail. And then I will turn it off. Use the water on low pressure to wash her face by hand because I don't want that high pressure water in her ears, eyes, nose, or mouth. So I'm going to start off by warming up the water. So that was really scary for Gracie. So I'm gonna try it again, slowly turning it on instead of full blast. Good girl. Good girl. I know. Scary stuff. Bathing and blow drying is definitely the most scary part for most dogs. And it's because of the loud noises. And it's also, things that they are not subjected to very often. So before I bathe her body, I'm going to check her anal glands. I lift up the tail, squeeze just beneath her bum to see if the glands are full. If they are, I lift them up and pull them towards the back of her body, and that will express them. And they are coming out right now. They're not super full, but they are expressing normal amount, and the color looks good. No issues as far as I can tell. So now I'm gonna try to turn this bathing system on full blast and see if she'll tolerate it. Hopefully she'll trust me enough and I can help her be brave, and we'll get it done. Okay. Good girl. Hang on, Gracie. Hang on. I know. Hold still. Oh, it's okay, Gracie. It's okay. Good. I know, it's scary. Good girl. See if I can lift her up. Oh, girl. I know it's scary. Okay, so our body's washed now. See if we can apply the conditioner. Just slowly bring it up to her again. I know, baby. I know it's scary. I'm sorry, little one. I know. Sit. Sit, Gracie. Good. Good girl. Almost there. Oh. Good job. I know that was scary. She did pretty good. Definitely very scared, wanting to run away, but I was able to calm her down enough to be able to wash and condition her body. So now, turn the bathing system off. I'm going to put the pressure on very low. I'm going to first clear the conditioner out of the line belt. Okay, now with very low water pressure, I'm going to get her head wet. I'm going to try to avoid getting water in her ears and in her nose. Girl. Good job, little one. Good job. I know. Scary stuff. As I'm applying the soap, I'm going to try to avoid getting the soap in her ears, her eyes, her nose, and her mouth. Good job, Gracie. She's being really patient for this. Okay, now that I've washed her face, I'm going to try to rinse it off, avoiding water in the ears and nose. But I'm going to make sure that I rinse off her eyes, just in case a little soap got in there. And as I'm rinsing the face, sometimes the water will come down and get in the eyes, so I'll rinse her eyes multiple times to make sure that there's no soap in there. Good girl. Good girl. Hang on, Gracie. Hang on. Good job, little one. Yeah, you're doing good. And I'm going to keep the water pressure down low because it's less scary for her. And I'll rinse off the rest of her body, starting with under the leash. Make sure no soap gets trapped under there. Good job. Yeah. Doing good, baby. get finished rinsing her off. Now I'm going to go through her body, squeezing out the excess water, and I'm checking for any soap or conditioner that's left on her body. If I feel a spot that's really slippery, I'll check my hand for any bubbles. And if it's a little slippery here, I'm actually going to rinse her out a little bit better. Might be a little bit of conditioner left on her body. We'll just go ahead and double check, rinse it out. Okay, now we'll continue down. Squeeze out her leg, squeeze out her tail. Okay, I think we're good to go. Now I'm going to go grab a towel out of the dryer. Come on, Gracie. And we will put Gracie on the drying table. We'll start towel drying her off. I'll continue to rub her body and try to get off as much of the water as I can until the towel is no longer absorbing any other water. And that's how I know that I'm done towel drying. And if the towel happens to be completely soaked before I get there, then I will grab a second towel to make sure that I get her towel dried as much as possible. Okay, we have toweled off her whole body. Now, the blow dryer, probably the scariest part of grooming. And with Gracie being a really anxious girl, and with how much she reacted to the bath, the sound of the water itself, I imagine this is going to be a tough part for her. So normally I would dry their body on high, but I am probably going to have to do her whole body on low, and I'll slowly introduce it to her. If she panics and runs away, I'll try to bring her back to me, calm her down, and if I can dry her body on high, I will, but once her body, legs, and tail are dry, I will for sure have the dryer on low to finish drying her face. And the same areas that I had to be careful of there before with the soap, I'm going to be careful now with the dryer. I don't want high pressure air getting in her ears, her eyes, her nose, or her mouth. Now, to protect my own hearing, I will put in these little earbuds. They help reduce the noise quite a bit. And for Gracie, I'll use cotton balls as little earplugs to help protect her ears and make the sound not be quite so loud. Okay, let's turn the dryer on low and see how she reacts. Pretty scared. We'll just have to slowly introduce it to her, desensitize her a little bit, let her know that she's going to be okay even though it's scary. Okay, we did it. It was very difficult for Gracie to tolerate that. Oh darn it, there's a little bit of water in her underside of her tail. See if I can get her tail just a little bit better. Her face isn't perfectly dry either, but it should air dry on its own within the next 20 or so minutes. And yeah, she improved a ton. She was really scared the whole time. She got to a point where she finally let me start putting the dryer on her back, and that was a big step of improvement and trust. She wasn't panicking. She was still scared, but she wasn't panicking, so she trusted me enough. But she never got comfortable with it on her face, so I had to keep it pretty far away. And I'm going to see if she'll let me get her tail. The underside of her tail is pretty wet. Let's see if we can get that real quick. Okay, so if you noticed on that last little bit, she was doing okay at first, and then after a certain extent of me drying her butt and her tail, she didn't want it anymore. She started panicking and trying to get away. So what I did is I just held on to her, and I tried to keep the dryer in the same spot, not pull it far away so that it's less intimidating. But what I didn't want to do is I did not want to end that moment and stop working on her when she's in the middle of a panic. What that might teach her is that if she panics, I'll stop working. And I don't want her to think that. I want her to think that if she's calm, then it ends. That's when she gets the reward. That way, hopefully, with a little bit of regular grooming, she'll become familiar with this part of the process, and it won't be so scary anymore. So we want to make sure that we end on a good note versus ending in a moment of panic. Okay, she should be dry enough now. Let's take her back up front. We will brush her and trim up the few hairs that we have to trim. Come here, Gracie. Come here, sweetie pie. Sweet little nervous thing. Okay. So final steps of our groom. We're going to spray her body with this leave-in conditioner. I'm going to try to avoid it getting in her eyes, nose, and ears. It's okay. I know. So much scary stuff. So much scary stuff. It's okay. Yeah, you're all right, sweetheart. Go ahead and rub this in all over the surface of her coat. And then I will run my de-shedding brush over her body to get out any more shedding that we can that the blow dryer and the de-shedding shampoo and conditioner didn't already get rid of. She's really not shedding too heavily. There's a little coming out, but not a lot. Take the leash off for a moment, brush under her neck. Good girl. Yeah, that's a good girl, Gracie. Oh, I'm sorry. Feeling nervous. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wish we didn't have to do all those scary things. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and let her mom know we're almost done. Should be done in about 15 minutes. And we can do our trimming now. We're going to trim our butt feathers. Trim these on both sides. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to trim her tail. Comb everything down, trim the underside. Now I'll trim left side. Alright, tail looks good. I'm going to trim up a little bit of hairs on her belly. I do have to be careful. She has pretty long nipples, so I gotta make sure that the nipples don't get nicked. Back end looks good. Belly's looking pretty good. Double check her front legs. Armpits. Okay, we've got her neck and chest, and then I think we're about done trimming. Let's go ahead and comb all this out. Stay. Stay. It's okay. Sound of the scissors is a little freaky to her. I flip her ear back. These long hairs underneath her ear. Girl. Good girl, Gracie. Yeah, you're a good girl. Stay. Looking good. Wait. I know, Gracie. I know you'd rather not do this. You're okay, though. Gotcha, good girl. Gotcha. Almost there. step. Wait. 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 Almost. Hang on. Good. Okay. Alright, baby. Got you all trimmed up. Okay. Last, final step. We're going to clean her ears. And then she'll be all done. Go ahead and use the cotton balls in her ears. Actually, a little dirty on the right. Pretty clean on the left. So I'll reuse the left. I'll get a new one for the right. Her ears are actually both really clean. There's just a little bit down in the ear canal on her right ear. Probably need to use a Q-tip to finish that one off. Left ear is very clean. Okay, and let's grab a Q-tip. I'll actually grab 2 of them. Let's see if we can get a little bit more of her right ear. Almost nothing. Oh, good girl. Okay. That is it for Gracie's groom. Let's go ahead and get a nice after picture and we'll call it good. Oh my gosh, Gracie, you're so cute. Okay. So she was a nervous little girl, but she improved a ton during the bath and the blow dryer. We were able to desensitize her and help her get through a lot of that. And she was really sweet for everything else. Sweet little angel, just nervous. So, hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. I'll be back live streaming next Monday.